Before we get started, I want to say thank you all for waiting so patiently for me to come back. If you guys didn't know, I had the flu because it has been really cold here. So sorry if I don't post for a certain amount of time. Just think that I'm sick, okay? But this is chapter 3 of Comet. The three of you went walking during the day and slept during the night, though you kind of didn't like it that you were being used as a campfire. You had begun to wear a cloak so people didn't see your magic. Snow had begun to fall, meaning that it was, well, winter. Making you more tired and produce more heat than you normally did, yawning as you walked. So we have walk more than 3 days, like you said? You yawned as you tried to speak. Don't whine like Kirishima when he's hungry. Bakugou spat. Hey! Kirishima spat to Bakugou, his cheeks puffed out. Though, Bakugou, I'm surprised you're not worried. She's been more fatigued. Kirishima watched as you nodded in and out of sleep. Hey, I know what could probably keep you up. Kirishima smiled. What do you like about here? He tilted his head. I guess the animals. They all seem sweet and cute. Bakugou scoffed. Yeah, just wait until you meet a Daigar. You could see a smirk on his face. Huh? What's that? You asked Kirishima. It's a dead warrior who died in battle. You looked down. Some are really deadly since they can come with any weapons and sometimes even animals. His pointer finger went to his chin. We've had to deal with a couple of them a couple of times over the years. He looked back at you. What's that have been the hardest one? You asked. Oh, this one with a big horse with a horn. It was as huge as a tree. Kirishima put his hands up. You two stop. Bakugou spoke and looked straight ahead. What's wrong, Bakugou? Kirishima asked as he walked to his side. There's a frozen lake. Bakugou bent down and grabbed a pebble. He looked at it and threw it. The pebble made a sound and it bounced off first and then a second time, finally coming to a stop as it slid down just a bit. It should be good. He stood, taking a step forward. I can't. You spoke, making the two look at you. Both froze in their faces. I produced so much heat that... You lifted your foot up to see that the snow had completely melted around you, and it was an inch tall. The two looked behind you to see the same thing, and theirs still kind of hidden beneath the snow. I'm going to melt the ice. You looked around. I could find the edge and then walk around it. Your finger was on your chin. Are you complaining that and you were the one complaining that it took so long? Bakugou teased. Well, would you rather fall into the ice and die or take longer? You crossed your arms. She's got a good point. Kirishima looked at the two of you. Why now? No. We're in human land. They'll kill you when they see you. Bakugou cut off Kirishima. His head lowered and his cheeks puffed out again. Why don't you go through the lake and me and Yin walk? Kirishima asked as he walked over to you. Fine. But if you don't get there before me, you are dead. Bakugou turned around and began to walk. Better get going. Kirishima laughed as he began to run. You followed right after him, gasping for air when you made it to the other end. Ow! He hollered. Wait, where's Bakugou? He said, looking around. Even if we ran, he still should have been here before us. He still looked around, and you gasped, your hand going to your mouth. What? Kirishima turned. He must have fallen into the lake. You quickly ran into the frozen lake, and with each step you took, the ice began to melt, cracking under your feet. You were looking around for any sign of color, and there he was. You stood for a bit. Kirishima, get a fire ready, you said as the ice broke underneath you. Let's just hope he could hear you because you and Bakugou would both need it. You dive in, seeing that the lake seemingly went on forever. The more you swam down, the more darker it got, to the point where the only light that was illuminating the place came from your magic. The closer you got to him, though, the more dimmer the light that you profounded came. You grabbed a hold of his shirt and quickly slammed up, your eyes slowly closing more and more. You could see Kirishima waiting at top. Once you surfaced, Kirishima was quick to take him and then help you. You felt your eyes close, feeling sleepy. Are you okay, Yin? It was a voice. You felt the bright sun on your body. The warmth being something calming to you. You opened your eyes to see a white-haired male. What? Is that nice? You're being a baby. He tilted his head, and you could only giggle. Oh, Toya. You smiled as you looked up. You sat up and looked around. A grassy field with a tree in the middle that you laid under. Of course it's warm. You know I hate the cold. You stood up. Sister! A female voice came. You were in a different room this time. Small ladies flowed around you. What are you doing here? Aren't you going to get too hot? You tilted your head as the girl huffed and stood in front of you. But I need your help, she whined, her hands clasped together. You know I can't do that. It is up to you to awaken everything, she pouted. Oh, wait. Or is it so you can go down to earth and swoon him? Her cheeks went pink. You will do it soon, I know. Oh, and here's a letter from your little Mr. Love. You handed her a letter, and she took it excitedly, giggling as she left. Now back to work. You spat at the little people. Go! I'll hold him back. The same girl was holding onto your arm. No, I can't do it without you. She teared. You'll have to. You're the only one left who can. Do you really want the Earth and the other planets to die? She froze. Every other planet doesn't have life. Only ours now. Small tears from your cheeks. There you are. A dark, groggly voice spoke. You pointed a spear at the thing. Get going. You spat. You woke up, panting, sweating. You held onto your body, tears falling. What was that? You asked yourself. So many emotions flying through your head, and some of these memories, were they you before you fell? Before you came down here? How long has that been? Who were those people? What was that thing? You were both scared and angry. I will kill you this time. You stood up,